There's three things in life we're told not to talk about: religion, politics, and S3X. And why is that? Well, they invoke emotion. They get people riled up. They might, instead of making friends, create enemies. So that sounds like good advice. But there's a fourth one on the list that we often don't talk about. It's so taboo that it's not even mentioned. And today, I'm here to tell you why that's absolutely wrong. Abundantly wrong. And the fourth one is something that 50% of us know in this world. 50% of us have experienced or have lived in some capacity or another. So what is that fourth one? What is that one that we're going to talk about today? That fourth one is divorce. Divorce is so taboo, we never talk about it. We might talk about it behind someone's back in regard to, did you hear? But we don't talk about it in the capacity of trying to understand, trying to heal, and trying to help the situation. And that's pretty unfortunate. It's unfortunate because there's so many of us that divorce affects. So many of us that grow up in broken homes. So many of us that have to witness their parents go from loving to lost. And those of us that don't have children, most of us have experienced a friend, a family member, a coworker, a loved one that's gone through divorce. Now, why is it on the list? We just covered. But here's what's really important. We got to change that. We got to normalize divorce. We have to talk about it. And why is it? Because we're not helping anyone. We're not making anything better. And it makes sense, right? Religion, politics, S3X, talking about those things aren't really helping people in that regard. Talking about divorce can change someone's world. Asking a friend, a family member, a coworker about how they're feeling, if there's something you can help with, or just inviting them out on an evening to get away can change the impact that divorce has on us. Divorce, as you know, can be a very challenging situation. Challenging to those who are experiencing it, and challenging to those who have to be a part of it just by circumstance. It's ironic that we're talking about challenges as I span a bunch of rocks in this riverbed. So, all right, here we go. Up the hill, and we are almost there. So talking about it, it starts here. It starts with you and I having a conversation about it. It starts with understanding that it's normal. Unfortunately, divorce is normal in our society. Maybe the more that we talk about it, the less it will happen. Maybe the more that we talk about why it happened, it will guide others not to make the same decisions. Maybe it will guide others to know themselves first before they pick a partner. Maybe it will guide others to understand their values, what's important to them, before diving in and finding themselves in a place, a relationship, a communion that they don't want to be a part of. You know, oftentimes marriage turns into this unfortunate situation where it seems like we have no choice. We have no choice in changing our job. We have no choice in who we have a partnership. And we have no choice in really much of anything. And at that point, we just are surviving. A surviving mode and mentality that never puts us in a place of any kind of gratitude or appreciation for life. And that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because there's so much of life, like out here in this beautiful space, to be grateful for. It is just incredible when you get outdoors, when you get away, you disconnect. So I challenge the assumption that those of us that are in relationships that feel stuck, unable to change their partner, well, that's true. You can't change anyone but yourself. But what I've noticed when working with men is the more that they change themselves, the more impact they have on their partnership. Yeah, that's right. I've worked with men that are divorced primarily, but I've also worked with men that are fearful of divorce, that feel that it's inevitable, that it's just around the corner. Maybe they're in that pre-divorce stage where either them or their partner has even mentioned divorce as a threat. It's a horrible place to be. It's definitely an unhealthy sign. But I can tell you there is a possibility that in that place that you can get out of it, that you can change your course, your direction. It does take a lot of work. It does take a lot of time, but it is possible. I tend to believe that anything is really possible, that your reality is your perception, and the person in control of your reality is you. So, with that being said, I've watched these men transform their lives. I've watched them transform relationships as they found more confidence in themselves step by step. And the confidence comes from knowing themselves, from doing the work, from knowing their background, knowing their fears, and actually setting down roots or an objective for the future. It's really powerful stuff. It's really simple stuff, but it isn't easy. Maybe that's the most challenging part. People often aren't willing to do the simple stuff, the easy stuff. They're willing just to stay in that void, into that space, until someone's forced into making a decision, until someone's forced into filing the divorce paperworks, to turn the divorce papers, to turn those threats into reality. And that's a really unfortunate situation. But would you like to wait until you're forced into the decision to make life better, or would you like to do it now? So no matter where you are in the divorce process, if it's at the beginning of the stages where life is just really hard and there is just an abundance of fear, people are threatening, oh, I'm gonna divorce you, I should get a divorce, blah, 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 I don't love you, whatever horrible things you're hearing. One, I feel you and I support you. And that place sucks. It's not good. Many of us have been there. It's a moment in time. But you can change that direction by just talking about divorce. And that's what it's all about. Today we learned a couple things on why it's important to talk about divorce. It's important to talk about divorce so we can educate ourselves, so we can educate others, and so that we can do the things that are simple, but not necessarily so easy, and help ourselves and help others. So, whether you want to talk about religion, politics, or S3X, that's your own prerogative. But I will encourage you this. Talk about divorce, especially with someone that's going through it. Guide them, lead them, direct them. Worst case, tell them to tune into this channel. We talk about divorce. We talk about lessons learned over the last 6 years of divorce recovery. We talk about my experiences in therapy, different modalities, yoga, meditation, wellness retreats, all of it. Read numerous books, about 20 to 30 books on self-help, on relationships, and trying to better understand myself and trying to find the partner that's also on the same page too. And here's the thing, belief is the most important thing. So let me encourage you guys, if you're feeling unloved because you're in divorce or you've been through divorce, you will be loved again. And your ideal partner is out there. I believe that for myself. You got to believe that for yourself too. So get out there, help a brother in need that's going through divorce. Help a friend, a family member, a coworker with the same. You'll be surprised at what you get back. And you'll be surprised at how much you can help heal.